Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog. Guys, it snowed the other day. It actually snowed like all around me, like my area. And it snowed all my area, but there wasn't that much. Like it didn't stick. I didn't get like inches of snow or anything. It really just melted right when it hit the ground. But I did drive. I drove my e-Revo 2.0. You saw it at the beginning of the video. I was just ripping up and down the street in the snow. It was kind of cool. But there was nothing sticking, so it was kind of lame, but I was sliding around. It was still fun. But the only thing you have to remember whenever you drive your RC car out in the snow like that or in the rain, make sure you blow it off. Try to dry it off as much as possible whenever you're done with it. So I have an air compressor, I blow it all off. Try to dry it out as much as possible, and then I put a coat of WD-40, and it kind of keeps it, it pretty much keeps it from rusting. So quick pointer on that one, you definitely want to do that to keep your cars from completely rusting out. Your bearings might still rust, but you can always replace those. So what do you think, guys? Lighting, different? It's different. I'm trying some new things, guys. I'm trying to improve the channel. I want the channel to take off to the moon, and yeah, I gotta try some new things. So trying a little, some new things with lighting. Let me know what you think in the description below. If you like it better when it's just kind of flushing everything out. I even tried to put some lighting in the back there. You can barely see it, but I'll get better lights there. Anyways, today, guys, we're gonna do a Tech Tuesday. It's been a couple of weeks since we did a Tech Tuesday. And today we're going to talk about RC transmissions. In this particular case, I'm going to use a Traxxas two-wheel drive transmission, mainly because I blew a transmission the other day, and that's what I want to be talking about. But these pointers and tips, you can use on any RC car. And what I'm talking about is, let's say you're out driving, and then you don't have any power, but you can hear your engine spinning. Your motor's spinning just fine, but there's no power to your car. No drive shafts blown. It's just not turning, like no power. So a lot of times that's transmission, and I'm gonna go over kind of the things that happen to me and my transmission, kind of things to check, and some pointers to fix it. So here's my spec slash. This is the car that happened to this past weekend. And basically the first thing you wanna check as soon as you can tell that your motor's got power, but nothing's moving, is you wanna check the drive shafts. If any of the two, or if you have a four-wheel drive, any of the four drive shafts are disconnected, basically what happens is all the power goes to the free drive shaft and the car essentially doesn't move. So if one of these drive shafts were completely disconnected or broken, and when I say the drive shafts, and it actually did happen this past weekend, I had the drive shaft break. If any of those are disconnected, all the power will go to that one that's disconnected, and it will feel like you have no power. So that's the very first thing you want to check. So the next thing you want to check is your slipper clutch. So what your slipper clutch is, this little mechanism right here, this little gear right here, this gear, you basically you don't even really have to take off the wheel. I took the wheel off so you could see better, but you just take this gear cover off. And what this slipper clutch does is it's essentially a clutch where it gives whenever it gets a lot of shock. So basically when you land, instead of putting all the power and all the weight on like these little teeth, the clutch gives and it kind of takes away some of your torque. That way it doesn't just strip your gears. What I see a lot is these slipper clutches come loose, and all you have to do is just tighten this nut. And there's this nut right here that's basically sitting and squeezing this spring to set your slipper clutch. You just turn it all the way in. I will literally screw it all the way in and then back it out a quarter or a half turn. I like my cars to be really aggressive. Now with that said, if you're on a super soft track, you can actually loosen that and it will actually give you a little bit better control of your car, because it's not putting so much power to the rear wheels. So that's the second thing that I checked whenever my car just wasn't moving whenever I was giving it power. So the very last thing you want to check when you're not getting any power out of your wheel or to your wheels whenever your motor's spinning is you want to check transmission. So on the Slash two-wheel drive, taking off the rear end isn't hard. It's only 4 screws, but taking out the transmission is a gigantic pain because there's so many screws you gotta take out. You gotta take the motor out, you gotta take the slipper clutch out. You essentially have to take the whole back end apart, and it's a pain in the butt. Let me show you what I had to go through right before my main race on last Sunday. So here is half the transmission, or part of the transmission, and then all the gears of the transmission and the motor and everything are in here. I'll dump these parts out so you guys can see exactly how much crap. Oh my gosh, so that is what you have to take apart and put back together to get the screws out. So what happened on mine is, look, all the screws are stuck on the motor. What happened on mine is the main shaft, the main gear shaft. Basically, this is a shaft that goes onto your slipper. It has this gear on the end, kind of looks like that. But inside the gear, there's a set screw or a pin that keeps this gear from spinning on the shaft. Well, I sheared that pin off, and basically the slipper and everything were spinning, and the gear was spinning around it. So I didn't have any power. I needed another one of those pins. I believe you can only get that pin with this shaft. And anyways, it's a big pain in the butt to get there. Now Traxxas just released something, and this really helps with Spec Slash. Just released something that makes this not as much of a pain, and I'll show you what it is. They released this. This is part number 3695. I'll put a link in the description below. But essentially what this is a transmission that's already built. Here, I'm gonna open it up, take it out of the box. I'm gonna put this on my Slash, because my Slash is pretty old. It needs a new transmission. But it's a transmission that's all the way built already. So all you have to do is take the rear gearbox off, put the hinge pins for the arms in. It's way quicker, way easier to change this out than take the entire thing apart whenever something goes wrong in your transmission. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carry a ready to go transmission with me all the time. That way, if I'm at the track, I need to replace transmission real quick, I pop the transmission in, and then when I get home, I will fix the transmission and put all the screws back together. Look at all the crazy screws that you have to take out whenever you replace the transmission, because you don't want to do this at track. It's a big pain in the butt. So this is awesome. I'm not gonna lie, when these first came out, I was like, why would anyone want that? And then when it happened to me, I was like, holy crap, I need that. So this is an awesome thing where they have pre-built transmissions, and they don't make this just for the Traxxas two-wheel drive, but they make it for all the four-wheel drive platforms, things like that. Other cars, I'm not sure which ones off the top of my head, but a lot of the other cars, so you can just buy the gearboxes and then replace them whenever you hear like a clicking or anything stripped out. But nonetheless, that's a Traxxas option that they have, which is really, really cool. Look, and it also comes with all the gears, all the spur gears. That's pretty sweet. So I hope you liked this video, guys. I hope that helps people. Again, this isn't just Traxxas. This part is just Traxxas, but this isn't just Traxxas. Arma cars, similar troubleshooting. Like if you have problems, kind of go through those steps. Remember, check the drive shafts first, check the slipper clutch, and then you can assume that there's something in the transmission if the slipper and everything is turning the way it's supposed to. So when you take transmission apart, it could be a lot of parts. Just make sure, what I recommend, take a little picture of it whenever you take it apart. That way you know how everything goes back together. It should go back together only one way anyways, and you can always look up the manual online. So I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and you guys will see me next time. Later, guys.